Greetings once more, dear friends. Fanatical Dragon back once again. Now, it's been a little while since I've had a chance to do a movie review, and even longer since I've had a chance to do an anime review. So today, I'm killing two birds with one stone and taking a look at all the anime's release of the first Slam Dunk. I think originally released in 2022, and I had a cinema release in the UK in 2023, and now in 2025 we're getting it on physical media. So all the anime based out of Glasgow have brought it out on Blu-ray, on DVD, and then there's a couple of other options. There's a nice 4K box set and a 4K Steelbook as well. I'm just reviewing the regular Blu-ray release, which does have a little reversible slip so you can get rid of those goddamn BBFC certificates. I am allergic to those blue Blu-ray boxes, so I changed mine for a black box. I got a note from my doctor and everything. But my first time really encountering the franchise, and this has been directed by Takehiko Inui, who is the creator of the original Slam Dunk series, first in manga and then the anime TV series that was based off of it. But this is his first time actually directing, so kind of taking the reins for his own creation really and bringing it into a kind of feature-length format. So it's pretty long, 124 minutes long, and I'm not normally a fan of sports movies or indeed sports anime. I've never really, I think, seen any sports series in anime format at all, but I absolutely loved the movie. I'm completely blown away by it. It was really not quite what I was expecting. Really kind of centres around one match, so most of the events in the film take place between kind of one match, and you're almost kind of seeing the entire match played out, and then there's a series of flashbacks to kind of give you a little bit more insight into our main character. And here it's number 7, Ryota Miyagi, who's a point guard in the team, and really this is kind of his story. We do see the main character from the original anime series and the original manga, who is number 10, Hanamichi Sakuragi, but he's a smaller part in the film. I think really that's what the original series was all about from what I understand, but here it's not really his story to tell. So the back of the box tells us that Shohoku's superstar and point guard Ryoto Miyagi always plays with brains and lightning speed, running circles around his opponents while feigning composure. Born and raised in Okinawa, Ryota had a brother who was 3 years older. Following in the footsteps of his older brother, who was a famous local player from a young age, Ryota has also become addicted to basketball. In his second year of high school, Ryota plays with the Shohoku high school basketball team along with Sakurugi, Rukawa, Akagi and Mitsui as they take the stage in the Inter-High School National Championship. Now they're on the brink of challenging the reigning champions, Sano Kogyo High School. And that's pretty much it. So essentially, like I say, it really all kind of centres around the main match between Shohoku versus Sanoi, the reigning champions, and ultimately kind of seeing how they're going to fare. I'm not going to spoil it for you by telling the result of the game, but pretty damn gripping all in all. And I was a fan of basketball back in the day, back when kind of Michael Jordan was having his heyday, and in the limited chances that we got here in the UK to ever see American basketball games, I watched my fair share of Chicago Bulls games and then a whole bunch of highlight reels. So kind of certainly familiar with the game and enjoyed playing basketball when I was a kid, but didn't know how that would translate to animation. And really the result is pretty breathtaking actually. It's a mix of CG animation but with a lot of 2D hand-drawn animation over the top as well, and the two marry together really, really nicely. I think they've kind of used CG for some of the larger sequences when you see kind of more of the players in motion at one point, but it never feels disjointed, never feels like you're switching between 3D and 2D animation, and they kind of blend together pretty seamlessly, and the character animation all really, really nicely drawn. I think Takehiko Inoue has been heavily involved in making sure that his original creations have all been translated to the moving image or to the cinema screen effectively. Sound design's amazing, particularly kind of in some of the more sort of tense points of the game, and kind of how well they've kind of captured the various sounds of a basketball game and kind of make you feel like you're very much a part of the action. Works really, really well. So yeah, I just absolutely adored it. Wasn't expecting to enjoy it quite as much as I did, and now kind of kicking myself for not picking up the 4K, because I think it'll look even better in 4K. All the anime still have stocks of the 4K collector's edition, and I think the Steelbook was a Zavvi exclusive, but that's still available as well. But yeah, I would highly recommend checking it out. Extras wise on the disc, we're getting a few bits and pieces. We're getting a mix of teasers and trailers, so there's a 15-second, a 30-second and an English trailer. We get an interview with the director, which runs for about 24 minutes, interview with the English dub team, which runs for about 12 minutes, and then a commentary with the English dub team as well. Now, I don't know, in the age-old argument of sub v dub, I'm very much team sub, so I haven't really checked out the English dub too much. Sounds alright from what I heard of it. I dipped in for a little bit, but much kind of prefer going with subtitles for these sort of releases. Kind of generally always prefer hearing it in its original language. Same applies for pretty much most international movies too. I'll always take a subtitle option if I can get it. But for those of you that like dubs, it's all on there, and indeed you can spend a bit of time with the English dub team and listen to their thoughts on the movie as well. It's nice to get a full-length commentary on one of these releases from all the anime. And that's pretty much it. One that I would highly recommend that you track down if you're remotely interested. I'd say remotely interested in anime, not necessarily interested in sports movies, though if you are a sports movie fan, I'm sure you'll get even more from this than I did. But I just really enjoyed it. I think it's kind of up there alongside the very small, limited little kind of pool of sports movies that I enjoy. So I'd kind of put this up there alongside Rocky. I think there's the only sports movie that I can think that I ever return to with any sort of regularity. So yeah, I'd put this up there with Rocky as being a kind of great example of a kind of sports-driven drama thriller. I guess more of a drama than a thriller, but yeah, 2 thumbs, way up, or a 3-point score for the first slam dunk from all the anime. I've been the Fanatical Dragon. If you're enjoying checking out the videos on the channel, then do please consider clicking the red button and throwing me a sub. I'm desperately trying to see if I can get past that 5k milestone at some point this year. It's my ambition for the year, and I think 65 to 70% of the people watching the videos do not subscribe, so you could help me out hugely if you're a returning viewer. Hit the red button, because there's loads more reviews, loads more unboxings, and a little bit more than that to come in the future. But that's it. Thanks for joining me for this one. I will see you on the next one very soon. Take care.